So we're going to do things a little different. I'm going to talk about the four pros and cons of Charlotte. Right? So we're going to start off with the negative, the cons. The first con is traffic. Now, we have Highway 277 that circles around Uptown. We call our downtown Uptown. We have 77 that goes straight through the city of Charlotte. Excuse me. And then we have 485 that circles around the whole city of Charlotte. And then we have two, I'm not going to say highways, but it's Billy Graham Parkway. You know, and that goes like from 85, like around where the airport is at. And it crosses over to 77 and it turns into, I forgot what street that is, that it turns into, but that leads into South Park. And then we have East Independence. East Independence starts from Uptown, and then it goes all the way into Matthews, and then eventually into South Carolina. So traffic is bad, you understand? Just like anywhere else. You know, rush hour, you know, if car accidents happen, you know, that's a holdup. But for the most part, the type of traffic that Charlotte has is like uncalled for. You understand? Like, you have two basic drivers that exist in Charlotte, and there's no in between. You have the driver that drives slow, maybe an older person, and maybe somebody that's on the phone, or overall just preoccupied. You understand? Doing whatever else with the exception of driving. And then you have these other guys out here that are driving 77 miles per hour on Highway 77. So of course that leads to a disaster because you have two extremists, one that's going slow and one that's going fast. And it's crazy because there are times that the traffic goes along with, you know, it goes along one way. Like sometimes everybody's going extremely fast, which is great. You're gonna get to where you gotta go, you know what I'm saying, at a fast rate. But then, you know, a car accident may happen and it may back everything up. But then on the other end, everybody may be going slow. You understand? Like, it's not even Sunday. You know how they say, you know, Sunday drivers are the worst? It's not even Sunday. It's like damn Saturday morning. You would think that people would be going fast and everybody's going slow. So it's the traffic. You know, you have a lot of 18-wheelers, a lot of truckers that's driving through this whole area. You understand? Because 77 will take you, going up 77 north, will take you to Ohio. I think it stops around there. And then 77 south will take you straight down into South Carolina, Georgia. I forgot Highway 85. I forgot about Highway 85, which goes not straight through Charlotte, but it goes like more so on the northern part of Charlotte. You understand? So you got Highway 85, 77, and 485, those three highways that everybody uses. You understand? And they get backed up. It's just that plain and simple. And it's something that is unavoidable. And 77 needs to be, it needs to be 5 or 6 lanes like how it is when you get into South Carolina, when you pass Carowinds, or when you go into Huntersville. It starts to trickle down to like 3 or 4 lanes once you're like in the city limits of Charlotte, like where Uptown is at, and then it widens up around, I think, Arrowwood, the Arrowwood exit. So traffic, that's the first thing. The second thing is there's hardly any nightlife. I'm just gonna be real. Yeah, you know, you do have South End. You have South Boulevard. That's like, you know, I'm talking about South Boulevard, like closer to Uptown. You have Uptown. You know, people partying around there. And you have Central Avenue. You have Kemp North End. You have the Music Factory. You have little clubs here and there that's scattered around, you know, the city or whatever have you. You have, you know, gentlemen's clubs, you know, Club Onyx, that's right off of South Boulevard, if I'm not mistaken. And then you have, like, you know, these restaurants and bars and stuff like that, you know, that's, you know, on these buildings, and, you know, sky bars and stuff like that, where you could be on a rooftop, you know, eating and drinking and stuff like that in Uptown. But overall, there's no, like, I say that that's more so for like the younger crowd. You understand? But people my age and older, there's no like jazz club, reggae club, you know, any type of like Hispanic. I know they got Latino clubs and stuff like that, but I'm talking about like some known shit. Like you get dressed up and you understand, like when you want to get your real party on. Not to like insult the youth, but I'm just saying like they don't have no type of like real nightclubs. You know what I'm saying? Like you saying, yo, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna high step it with the older people or something. Like they don't have that. You understand? So it's like, if you plan on hanging out at Camp North End and South Boulevard, South End, and you know, Uptown and stuff like that, it's like you mixing in with the younger crowd. And what I mean by the younger crowd is like between like your 20s and your mid 30s. Well, I say your early 30s. You understand? That's all you're gonna find, you know, as far as dealing with partying in Uptown, like South End area. Like South End is the place to be right about now for the youth. You understand? They got all types of bars and restaurants and clubs and stuff like that in that area. So that's the second thing. The third thing is Charlotte is it wasn't like that when I first got here, but Charlotte is becoming like more and more separated. You understand? Like everybody is like slowly but surely clicking up, you know, whereas like before, like when you would go out and you would go to, you know, like bars and restaurants and stuff like that, it's still somewhat Southern hospitality and people are still, you know, laid back. And I'm gonna talk about that on the pros. Still, you know, they're somewhat still laid back and pot, but for the most part, what I should say for the third one is too many transplants. That's what I should say. You understand? That's kind of messing up the vibe in Charlotte and making it so that there's separation. You understand? Like, there's so many people that's not from here till it's ridiculous. Straight up. Like, I go to the gym, right? And I'm telling you, for real, everybody I talk to, most of them, like 90% of them are not from the city. So, you have people that come from Ohio, New York, California, Atlanta, you know, Florida, you name it, you know what I'm saying? Chicago, from everywhere. And they come down here with their attitudes and their ways and, you know, how they handle business or how you know, how stressful they are, or whatever, positive and negative shit that they bring with them, they bring it here to the city of Charlotte. So that's one thing that I don't like. This it's just, you know, people are becoming more and more divided and just like clicked up. You know what I'm saying? And last but not least, the fourth thing is, you know, and I guess it correlates to the third thing. Southern hospitality is basically gone. Like, for those that think, you know what I'm saying, Charlotte is like the South, you know what I'm saying? It's really not. It is the New South, and the New South is more so city-like. You understand? There ain't no country down here. The only thing that's country down here is people's accent and somewhat of the way that they dress. You understand? But for the most part, it's Southern hospitality is out the door. You know, every now and then you have somebody, you know, open the door for you, you know, like help you with your groceries, or see an old person walk across the street, they'll help out or stuff like that or whatever have you. But for the most part, overall, it hasn't gotten out of hand like a city like Atlanta or South Florida, you know, in other places, New York, you know what I'm saying? It hasn't gotten out of hand where people are just like ridiculous with it, but it's getting to that point. Like overall, the South, as far as dealing with Southern hospitality, no longer exists like how it used to exist back in the days. That's just dead and gone. And I'm gonna throw in a bonus, right? I said 4 pros and cons, but I'm gonna throw in a bonus. The fifth con is this: people don't get dressed up anymore. It's just that plain and simple. I'm just dead ass serious. Like, you know, I find myself, I have clothes in my closet, and I'm still popping tags. I have new clothes in my closet. But I don't go anywhere. I don't really do anything, so it's no point of purpose of me putting on new clothes. It's just not. Like, it's like right now it's like I think about 60 and I got flip-flops on. I got shoes, sneakers, all that stuff inside the crib. You understand? But for the most part, Like people are so relaxed to the point where that's how you dress. And if you get dressed up, like I've done that before, I've gotten dressed up. You know, like if you live in New York, like you can't even go to the bodega. You can't even get on a train. You understand? You can't even walk out your door. You gotta look up the par. It's not how it is in New York. In Charlotte, or rather North Carolina, period. You understand? So people are more laid back and relaxed, and that's how that's how they express themselves based on what they wear. You understand? So let's talk about the pros, right? We got the cons out of the way. Let's talk about the pros. The first thing is this, and I know that this is for basically all the southern states, but I have to address this and put this out here for people that live in the northern states, because you get down here and you really don't know, you know what I'm saying, and you trying to understand why things are the way that they are and people act this way and that way or whatever. I'm about to tell you, this is a city and we live in a state where you have the right to bear arms. And I would tell you, if you don't have any type of felonies on your criminal record, if you don't have any type of domestic abuse and stuff like that, you understand, you can get you a gun. A firearm. And you don't need a permit to get a rifle. You can buy a rifle. You can go get a rifle right now. If, you know what I'm saying, if you don't have any felonies or anything like that in the state of North Carolina. Now, in order for you to, have a handgun, right? You definitely have to, get a permit and go through all of the, the process of doing that. And you can get as many permits as you want. You understand? And that will allow you to buy, a handgun. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, you can get your CCW, carry concealed weapon. So that means that once you get your license for that, you understand? You got to go through that process. You have to go through class and all. I did all of that stuff. You understand? So anyway, once you get that, you can carry your weapon, your firearm, on you concealed. So for those that come from states where you have to go through so much red tape in order to, have a firearm to protect and defend your family, the gun laws here are not like that. You understand? As long as you don't have any type of felonies or something where it's domestic abuse, armed robbery and stuff like that, you can purchase firearms such as a rifle. Like nobody, you don't need nothing. All you need to be is of age. And for permits, and for handguns, you know what I'm saying? I already told you need a permit for that, and then you can get your CCW if you want to conceal your weapon and keep it on you. And I would advise you to invest in a firearm, especially if you have a family. You understand? Second thing, Charlotte is laid back. It's mad cool. People, the Charlotteans are the natives here. They are welcome. They welcome you. You know what I'm saying? They roll out the red carpet. They're not disrespectful at all. You understand? They don't have a hatred towards New Yorkers. They don't have a hatred towards Northerners. They don't have a hatred towards anyone. Right? They're cool and laid back. That's how Charlotte is. But at the end of the day, you don't want to step on their toes. You don't want to be disrespectful to them. You understand? Because that can easily turn into something for the worse. And you don't want that type of trouble. You understand? So the second thing is, people are laid back and cool. You could be at a bar and somebody will buy you a drink. And I'm not trying to get on that racist stuff. I'm not. So don't get things misconstrued. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I'm just telling it to you like it is. The white people here are mad cool. And they just like black people. They laid back too. And they don't mess with anybody. I'm talking about the cool white dudes and the cool white chicks. They don't mess with anybody. But if you mess with them, it's going to be a problem. I've seen it happen. I've seen white dudes get busy. I've seen it with my own eyes. And I was like, damn. the first thing black people do. You understand? We're quick to say, well, he must got some black in him. You understand? But for the most part, everybody's cool. Everybody's laid back. Everybody seems to get along. Especially dealing with gentrification. You got the hood that's around the corner, and then you're living, like, if you're living in these gentrified areas, you paying $2,000 a month for a 1-bedroom, and you got your Target over here, Starbucks and all that stuff. But then once you walk around the corner, it gets real rough back there. But everybody seems to get along. You understand? Third thing, one thing I like about Charlotte is, if you live in a specific area, like, take for example, if you live in Ballantyne, right? If you live in Ballantyne, you don't necessarily have to leave out of Ballantyne. You understand? Every part of Charlotte has its own little thing, meaning that, like, you don't have to travel 30, 40 minutes to get to a grocery store or to shop. There's a mall somewhere near you. You understand? Like, if you're living like West Charlotte, North Charlotte, in that area, you got North Lake Mall. If you're living in, like, Midtown, like around Uptown, you got South Park. You understand? If you're living in Ballantyne's not too far from South Park. And it also is not too far from Carolina Place Mall, which is in Pineville. If you're living in Still Creek, you have the Rivergate area. You have Breadwick area right up the street, which is where the outlet is at. You understand? A couple minutes from the university area, you have Concord Mills. So wherever you're at, wherever you're located in the city, you understand? Wherever you're living at, you don't have to travel out of that city. Out of that part of the city in order to get the things that you need, your necessity, your wants and needs. Most of the time, if you're traveling out of the area that you're living in, it's because somebody that's on another side of town, or you're going to Uptown to see a game. You might see Charlotte Hornets. You might go to see the Charlotte Hornets, Carolina Panthers, or the Charlotte Knights, the minor league baseball team. You might be going to the New Year's Eve celebration or something like that. But overall, you don't have to travel outside of your area. That plain and simple. Last but not least, I think this is the fourth one, is I like Charlotte for when they do have them, because of course, based on COVID, I shouldn't even say that. I don't even like saying the word, you know what I'm saying? But based on the virus, things change, you understand? But prior to it changing, Charlotte would have festivals, in Uptown and around Uptown. Charlotte is a very family-orientated city, whereas like Atlanta is more fast-paced and more, more so for the young, for the young generation. Charlotte is more like a family-orientated city where you could take your family to different things, festivals that they have in and around the city. They always have free festivals and, things that's happening in the Uptown. The last thing that they had, well, not the last thing, but the biggest thing that they had that I didn't go to, I didn't make it to, was when they had Charlotte opens back up or something like that in Ramir Park in the Uptown area, and Anthony Hamilton came out, and it was for free. You understand? So there's a lot of festivals and things like that happen in and around the city that's for free. For those that live in Charlotte, you all know that Freedom Park is our version of Piedmont Park, that's located in Atlanta. Now, of course, Freedom Park is not as big as Piedmont Park. It's probably less than half of it. But there are a lot of things that go on in Freedom Park. You understand? Like, it's a place where you can go to and you could just chill out. People like do birthdays, cookouts, and it's a place where the children, it's a nice area where the children could play at. I've seen people go fishing over there. I've seen married couples take pictures. You know, regular people take professional pictures in that area. Yeah, you know, so it's very much family orientated, and I think that's about it. I don't have a bonus one. Yeah, I don't have like a bonus. I'll say the bonus is Charlotte is still growing. You understand? It's not done. You know, Charlotte is it's still building and building and building, especially in the south end area. That whole area, and it's man. I mean, when they're finished with Charlotte, oh man, it's gonna be crazy. You know what I'm saying? So the bonus thing is that Charlotte is a new city. I mean, of course, it's an old city, but it's a new city. Like, everything is new. You know what I'm saying? They're building up Charlotte, and everything is new. It's not like New York or California or Atlanta. Everything is new. Everything is new and clean. So when you come down here, that's the first thing that you're gonna bear witness to. Like, holy shit, it's clean around here. You know what I'm saying? Especially, and it's no disrespect, especially if you coming from New York. You know what I'm saying? And you used to people living on top of each other, and there's dirt here and this and that and so forth. Now, don't get it twisted, you know. There's certain areas where people leave trash and stuff like that at, you know, but they have street sweepers, and pretty much, you know, Charlotte is very much a clean city, especially in the uptown area, you know. So that's one thing that you're gonna see right off the rip. Like, yo, man, it's extremely clean. You understand? So I think that's about it. I've covered everything. I hope you enjoyed this video, and like, subscribe, and definitely share this video. You know, my name is Langston 2092, and I'm out. Peace.